Alright. So, in this one, we have the 1999 VTEC Little Smart DJ Jazz and Jam. Now, let's go over the name, shall we? DJ Jazz and Jam? Really? VTEC Little Smart DJ Jazz and Jam. Now, when you think DJ, you don't think jazz. You know? You think like hip-hop, techno, dubstep, EDM, but not jazz. I mean, I understand that Katie Jams has a jazz style, but the way they did that made sense. This keyboard, let me tell you something, this keyboard has no concept of jazz whatsoever. There's not even a jazz style on here, believe it or not. In fact, what they've done here is just slap a name on my keyboard, hoping that would capture the audience. Well, guess what? Apparently it didn't capture them enough to where it would sell, because this toy is pretty rare and it's not well known. But, you know, I don't see VTEC doing this, but so that's all I have to say for the name. And then right now we're going to talk about the actual product. So on the bottom you have these weird shaped block keys that are, okay, I guess they have grips. And then these white keys are so clicky, it's unbelievable. I mean, am I playing the piano or am I typing on a typewriter? Because obviously this thing can't even decide what it wants to do. So, yeah. And then you have these 4 drum pads on the side. 4 of them. See, not to mention the fact that they don't even play any rhythm, that they don't even play any specific drum style. Like, when I press this one, I should get a snare, and when I press this one, I should get a kick. You know, maybe a couple cymbals, but no. In fact, these are only there just to play rhythms. It doesn't really make any sense. And let's talk about how many keys it has. 25. 25 out of all things. You know, if I were designing this thing, I'd probably make it have a little bit more. And not to mention, there's not even a transposition on this keyboard. Well, there is, but the only issue is you have to use it with your dumb joystick. Now, why is this an issue? Well, because you have to hold the joystick down in the down or up positions to actually get it to do something. But if you don't do that, it'll just default back to its original pitch. Doesn't make any sense at all. It never has, and it never will. So, that's basically this keyboard. And you have your volume switch, microphone on and off switch, with no voice changer, by the way. Probably just a bunch of messed up static. I wouldn't know because my microphone doesn't work. But even then, it's still... Record button. Play. Now, this thing doesn't even record your voice, so I don't know what kind of messed up thing that VTEC was planning. But obviously, it's not good, whatever they were doing. And now... the demo button. So... this is your demo button. You just play songs, and then it goes into your Let's Jam Again to your own beat. Well, I guess they did this just to demo the product in the box, but you know, after this, you really don't need that button. So, they could have just put a Try Me tab in the back. And your stop button. And then when you're all done with that, there's the magic off button, and then your 3 levels of follow the lights mode. So this is understandable, alright? Because if you're trying to actually learn a decent piece, well then you can use this feature. Something like this would be useful if they didn't just have you following the lights like this was some kind of Bop It game. I mean, if they actually taught you chord progressions, then maybe, you know, we have something going. You have 2 speakers here. And, yeah. So, and then your record scratcher. This record scratcher is good for scratching the record, but for actually tempo control, yes, because this thing is used for tempo control, it doesn't make any sense. It never has, and it never will. So, as I scratch this record, it's making the scratch sound effect while also changing the speed. I don't want this thing to change the speed. I want it to stay in its exact default, which is not something that this thing's going to do. Alright, so let's go ahead and turn this on.
Get ready to rock.
Show me your keys. So those are your keys. I mean, you can also change the tempo of it. Change the transposition. But as I said before, as I let go of the joystick, hey, we're back to default. Now if I put it up, see? Now if I move the joystick to the left,
You're grooving.
oh, you know we get sound effects.
You're grooving.
Mainly phrases, but still. And then a record scratcher. Okay. So now let's go into this here. Let's go into all of our instruments. And there's an instrument that doesn't make any sense. I mean, why would I want to ever use that in music production? Now, there's an iffy one, because that one's out of tune. So, I don't even know why that's a sound effect, but it is. Just don't play this with the demos. See? Oh yeah, that's another thing. These drum pads are way too sensitive. In fact, to even just pick up the keyboard, it starts a drum beat automatically, and when you press stop, it goes back to your original settings. So, that's what makes this thing. That's what makes this thing what it makes it. So, it's just kind of, yeah. Now let's go through these drum pads. Doesn't make any sense whatsoever. Especially when you have these up here, these jam to your own beats.
It's jam time. Rock to the beat.
So how this works is that it starts you off with a bass line, which means you have to fill in the rest of the
Take
stuff.
it till you like, and let's jam.
And it will keep playing this. So we could add I feel like they could have done this a little bit better.
That tune rocks.
Then you just press the black keys to make the sounds. And then you basically have, well, what could be considered music.
That tune
Which that's a unique thing about this keyboard, is that it has an option like this, which is nice, because not all keyboards have stuff like this. And then you can just stop that. And then you can go press the demo button.
Step to the groove. You've got the beat. That tune rocks.
Really?
Let's jam.
Tropical
Your own
island music? That is not what I think when I think of jazz. Or DJs.
Wow, that's cool. You're on fire, kid. Keep on rocking.
This is more of boogie than jazz.
I dig it. Wow, that's cool.
So we'll stop that. Now we'll go into some of these demos. I'll just play a few of them.
Sing along to your favorite tune. Hit it. Sing along to your favorite tune. Hit it.
See what I mean? Now another thing you can do with this
Sing along to your favorite tune.
is you can change the instruments of the demo song using the keys, the white keys. So as you can see, it's playing with a saxophone instrument, but I can just go... Or... So that's like a transformation. Now I'm going to show you this mode.
Pick a song and follow the lights. You're a star. Pick a song. Ready? Follow the lights. You've got the beat.
Now,
Want to be a star?
this third mode
Pick a song and follow the lights.
doesn't even give you any free will, but like, basically what this one does,
It's time. Rock to the want to be a star?
what this does is actually just give you free will of the keyboard, so I can just go...
Let's rock. Follow the lights.
They can make it go really high too. But see, this actually just gives you free will of the keyboard. Meaning that, well, it's not really teaching you anything, it's just kind of forcing you to play on your own. So, Jazz and Jam. You know, this thing's too old, it's vintage, and it's obsolete. However, normally in these videos, I would give this thing a good, professional, honorary nyeh, but I don't want to in this one because it's too old. And, you know, it's my only Jazz and Jam. Probably be rare to get another one. So, that's the VTEC Little Smart DJ Jazz and Jam. However, I can just put it over here, like that. Next to Dog Guitar. So that's Little Smart DJ Jazz and Jam, you know? It's keyboard. Does stuff. You know? It does things that a keyboard does. And that's all I have to say.